When you're dealing with a death in the family, the last thing you want is to become embroiled in a complex and stressful legal battle over the deceased estate in probate court. In about 3 minutes, I'll explain exactly what probate is and how you might avoid it. Probate is the court-supervised process where a deceased person's property, assets, and debts are identified, as well as their heirs or beneficiaries. Generally, the decedent's debts are paid and then the remaining assets are distributed. How the assets are distributed depends on whether a person does or does not have a will. The probate process can be costly and time-consuming, and most people know enough about it to know they want to avoid it. Many think that the only way to avoid probate is to set up a trust. While it is very true that a living trust can aid in avoiding probate, it is not a fail-safe plan and is also not the only way to avoid probate. In Florida, a person can avoid probate by using joint ownership with rights of survivorship, beneficiary accounts, ladybird deeds, as well as living trusts. Let's back up and talk about what not to do to avoid probate. Do not add your kids, parents, or siblings to your bank account or property title. There are risks and unintended consequences that, in my opinion, do not outweigh the benefits. For example, you add your very responsible, happily married son to your bank account, but trouble hits paradise, and your son is now going through a divorce. Guess what asset might be considered his for purposes of dividing his assets in the divorce? That's right, your bank account. Ensuring all of your assets name a beneficiary, pay, or transfer on death designation is very important. Using enhanced life estate deeds, also known as ladybird deeds, for real property allows you to leave real estate to someone else while not adding them to the title while you are alive. And finally, if your situation gives rise to the need for a trust, you may fund that trust by transferring your assets to the trust and naming yourself as the trustee. When you pass or otherwise no longer can handle your affairs, your successor trustee takes over and manages or distributes your assets in accordance with the terms of your trust. Sometimes probate cannot be avoided, and that's okay. Working with an attorney you trust makes all the difference. I spend a large part of my practice guiding loved ones through the probate process with clear, straightforward communication. I encourage you to reach out and discuss how we might be able to assist you with your estate plan and avoiding probate. And that's the more you know.